Good afternoon and welcome to Locked On NBA Daily. On today's show, we're discussing which players are locks to make the All-Star game. Then we're going to draft the Fringe All-Star candidates that we think should make the team. It's all coming up on Locked On NBA.
You are Locked On NBA, your daily NBA podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to Locked On NBA Daily, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. However, you're tuning in on YouTube or on your podcast app. Thanks so much for making us your first listen every day. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Before tip-off, check the FanDuel app and see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm Wes Goldberg, and today we are drafting our All-Star selections. We're doing it with the help of Locked On's local experts. I have two of the best with me, as always, from the Locked On Nuggets podcast, senior NBA writer for the Action Network. It's Matt Moore. Matt?
Yeah, a small slate last night. It got smaller when Bulls Heat got delayed or postponed because of condensation on the floor. Haize, what are you doing? What are you guys doing in Chicago? What? Come on.
What's going on?
Come on.
Blame the Blackhawks. That's all I can say. At least they're winning.
Hey,
It was a rain. It was just the roof.
Well, no. I ended up finding out that it actually wasn't the roof. It was the from the ice that was underneath. They did something weird with the AC settings, and the condensation was coming up. That's why they couldn't get rid of it.
Hockey. Always hockey.
Blame the Canadians. There was a Miami Dolphins game a few years ago where the sprinklers came on in the middle of the game. I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was just so indicative of a poorly run organization. It's almost like, of course, the Dolphins would have their sprinklers come on at 1:15 in the afternoon on a Sunday. No offense, Haize, but like when the Chicago Bulls couldn't figure out how to make their court not slick, I was like, yeah, the Spurs would never be caught doing that. They killed
their
AC
AC went out in the finals
That's
game.
right. That's right. All right, we got a bunch to get to today, so let's just jump in. So the prompt for today's show is that we're drafting the Fringe All-Star candidates that we think belong on the final All-Star teams. But before we get to the Fringe guys, I think it makes some sense to decide on who we think are locks to be on the teams in each conference in the first place. So let's start with the Eastern Conference. We'll do the Western Conference in the second segment. Reminder, it is 12 players per conference, and it is positionless. And at the end of this thing, it's split between USA and World. We're not going to worry about that, guys. I don't care about that stuff. It's dumb. We don't need to do it. Let's just focus on the players who deserve to be on this thing. In terms of locks in the Eastern Conference, we've got Giannis, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Cade Cunningham, Donovan Mitchell, and Jaylen Brown. So those are 6 locks. Haize, do you any alterations to this, or do we think we're good there?
No, I think we're good there.
All right, so we flipped a coin before we started recording here. Matt, you won the coin toss, which means you get first pick of our draft. We're going to do this snake style with the locks now out of the way. 6 locks, which means that we have 6 players left in the Eastern Conference to decide. Of the Fringe All-Star guys, who do you think belongs on the final Eastern Conference All-Star team? Matt, you got the #1 pick.
Usually I want to reward teams that are winning, but I'm going to go Jalen Johnson. He's just been awesome. He's just been so great, man. And putting in the triple doubles, and he's grown his game so much. Again, it's kind of tough for me because I'm always kind of like, all right, does what you do actually translate to winning? But I'm trying to get out of that mode with all-star stuff because it's become so ridiculous. And Jalen to me is like a nice midway point between, hey, you're really fun, but your team sucks. And hey, your team's really good, but you're not all that exciting. Jalen, I think, is like right in the middle. He's just like a really good basketball player for a pretty mid team. So I want Jalen Johnson as my first pick.
Haize, that means you get the next pick.
That's not a bad pick at all. I love the Jalen Johnson pick. It probably would have been my pick if Matt didn't pick him. I'm gonna go far down into the Fringe here. I'm actually gonna pick Scottie Barnes here. Scottie Barnes has surprised me this year. I've not been a big Scottie Barnes guy, but I think Scottie Barnes, between how he's played defensively and offensively and how that Raptors team is better than I was giving them credit for, I pick Scottie Barnes here.
I love both picks. I mean, go ahead, Matt.
19 points, 6 rebounds per game, 5 dimes. He's been really he's been good. I have like a hard time with like the Raptors trying to figure out who belongs on this list because I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding. The answer is really probably RJ Barrett. I'm not kidding. Like I'm an RJ Barrett guy in general, but you realize like he's averaging 19.6 points per game. Like he's averaging 20 and 4 despite having like a fraction of the usage. Like RJ Barrett's been really good, but I don't have a problem with Scottie Barnes. He's awesome. I don't have problems with that.
I would also lean Barnes because of what he's doing defensively, and he's really a leader of that team. When he's out there on the court, he's the guy who getting the ball in crunch time. He's making plays for everybody. He's been awesome. So, Haize, I like the pick. And then Jalen Johnson, if we were going to make a 7th lock, it would have been Jalen Johnson. I think we probably all would have been there anyway. That means I get the next pick, and I am going to go with Jalen Duren, who Khalil from Locked On Pistons talked about Duren's development recently, and he says that he's taken a leap this season that's worth paying attention to.
You guys know that I've been extremely high on Jalen Duren's offensive talent for years. But even me, I did not think that he would put it all together like this in one offseason. And it looks like he is. He has been incredible. Absolutely incredible. And the stuff we're seeing him do this year after just one offseason, he looks nothing like the player you saw a year ago. And nothing like that. He is so much better. He's taken a leap this year. He's been incredible.
So I'm taking Duren over Cat. I'm taking him over Mobley. I'm taking him over Bam, who's having a down year, but is one of the premier centers. Do either of you guys have a problem with it?
No.
Hell no.
I have no problem. No,
He's awesome. Like, yeah, he's been great. If you're there, especially like I struggle with this. This is something I always struggle with the All-Star teams. Haize, when you got a team that is like at the top of the standings, like, do you ever factor in like, don't they need another All-Star, or are you just kind of like the best players are the best players?
Yeah, I just look at the best players being the best players. I mean, I that's just the way that I weigh the best of the best.
All right, that means
See you again, Snake.
Oh, that's right. It's me again. Okay.
Because you wanted a snake.
I did want to snake. I don't know why I decided to snake it. Do we have to do? I mean, I guess it's a draft, so I get the pick here. I'm going Michael Porter Jr.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, 26 points a game, man. Like, again, if we're not attaching winning to this, because I don't think he's very impactful for that Nets team, but 26 points per game. He's averaging 6 boards per game. He's shooting actually is not as good as you would think it would be, but I don't have an issue with it. Like, he's put up the numbers.
He's leveled up. He's going to be in the most improved conversation. That's a whole other debate about what that even means, but he's going to be in part of that conversation. Zach Lowe pointed this out the other day about how the Nets are actually net neutral when Michael Porter Jr. is on the court. So when we want to talk about winning and all this stuff, the Nets are really good at losing, except when Michael Porter Jr. is on the court, they basically play their opponent to a tie. That's a big deal for that team. So I'm going Michael Porter Jr. The stats are the stats, man. Sometimes it's not always just like bad team, good stats, bad team. I think Michael Porter Jr. is, I don't know, he's having a great year. I'm going MBJ. That means Haize is next.
Well, heck, if we're just completely throwing winning out, I'm going to go Pascal Siakam. I was not going to pick him on my list because of the Pacers record, but Pascal's been individually statistical wise, he's been great. He's been basically everything you want him to be. It sucks that Pacers team is not winning more games, but I'll go Pascal here.
Matt, that means you get the last pick.
Okay, so the choice is between LaMelo or Norman Powell. That's the choice.
Okay. Well, can I ask you a question then? So no Magic guys. Is that a games played situation, or are you just taking them out?
There's nobody on there that you're just like, he's been awesome. With Franz, that's like, he's really great. What are his numbers? Like, pretty good, right? Like, nobody gets enough usage on there, I think, to stand out.
I think it's fair. And then Cat, we're just not his year.
I would rather have Cat than Brunson, to be honest with you. I think he's been better, but Brunson has to be on there because shooty hoops. So it's fine. I am not in a position to be like, I can't put 2 Knicks on here when a lot of the other guys don't have 2. I just don't think that I don't agree with that.
I think it's fine. So you're saying it's between LaMelo and Powell. Before we get your final pick, Haize, how would you lean on this?
I go Powell.
Well, what's the guy with the Charlotte Hornets hat saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna put LaMelo Ball in because that's who people want to watch. Like, that's who people want to watch. Look, I love Norman Powell. I think I put him on this list as like respect for the Heat, to be like, hey, they're actually good. Maybe we should consider one of the Heat guys. But again, this entire exercise, if this is an All-NBA discussion, if we're like ranking 4th and 5th team All-NBA, Norman Powell is unquestionably the choice. He has to be the choice. But the Hornets have a pretty decent record when LaMelo plays. They just do. They have a pretty good record when he plays. The advanced metrics back it up, and he is one of the most exciting players in the league to watch. LaMelo and Jalen Duren would be a lot of fun on the fast break in the All-Star game.
So the Eastern Conference, our picks are, we had locks: Giannis, Brunson, Maxey, Cade, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown. Our next pick was Jalen Johnson. We all agreed probably is a lock if we were going to do more than 6 locks. Scottie Barnes, Jalen Duren, Michael Porter Jr., Pascal Siakam, and LaMelo Ball. I forgot the last one for a second. LaMelo Ball. So, look, I think that's about right. I kind of think the top 10 are pretty clear, and then you can kind of go in a lot of different ways with those last 2. I think it's probably the right way. The Western Conference, man, like you could get 20 guys, it feels like, deserve a spot on the All-Star team. It's not going to be easy. We're going to do our best after this. Today's episode of Locked On NBA is brought to you by FanDuel. NBA Happy Hour is your official pregame, a limited time window where special offers drop right inside the FanDuel app before the action starts, and you can catch it tonight. It's a new way to kick off the weekend. It's NBA Happy Hour on FanDuel. Fridays from 6 to 7:30 Eastern have become appointment viewing with NBA Happy Hour. Opening the FanDuel app during Happy Hour always brings something new: boosts, bonuses, and surprises. It's easy to check the weekly specials before tip-off and make a move before the window closes. The timing's perfect, right before the games and right before the weekend starts. It adds extra energy to Friday night basketball without overthinking it. So, before tip-off, check the FanDuel app and see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour tonight, 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. A little basketball, a little action, and a whole lot of Friday energy. That's NBA Happy Hour, only on FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Thanks again for making Locked On NBA Daily your first listen. The best way to support the show is to subscribe on YouTube. We air Mondays to Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll get to our faves of the week here in a second, but we've done the East. Let's move to the Western Conference, our all-star locks. We also have 6 in this conference. We're going Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, Steph Curry, Victor Wembanyama, and Anthony Edwards. Matt, any issues with our locks here?
No, I mean, they are unquestionably. I mean, one, I gave them to you guys. It's like that's like who I thought were locks. So, I mean, I will continue to kind of like. Ant was great last night. I would just continue to kind of be like, I don't know that Ant should be like 100% in like with these other guys, but it's like he's going to be one of the first ones picked anyway, so I'm fine with him being a lock.
Haize, Matt got the first pick for the Eastern Conference. We're going to go to you for first pick for the Western Conference now that our locks are set.
I'm going to go to one of the players on my Houston Rockets. I'm going Alperen Şengün here. I love what he's done this year. I love what he's like them not having a point guard, how he stepped up as a player. I'm absolutely going Şengün here.
What?
Yeah.
Are you out of your mind? Before
No.
like KD's not on this list.
Huh?
KD's not on our locks.
Okay, that's fine.
My come on. Dude, 22 points. The efficiency has not been impressive. Like he's shooting what? He's shooting 32% from 3 when it was supposed to be like, oh, he's going to shoot 3s this season. He's only averaging 6.5 assists. Like I am disappointed in Alperen Şengün. Alperen should have been way better this season than he has been. And he has
They're
been just
almost
kind of like
10 points per game better when he's on the court. Their true shooting percentage goes up. Their defensive rating goes down, which is a good thing. Like there are better when he's on the court.
Alperen's good defensively. Like that's a sneaky thing.
Yes,
like,
he's
good. He's
Yes.
good defensively, but like we can't be like, oh, their defensive rating goes down. It's like, okay, he doesn't get in the way. Cool. Like he does his job. Like, come on. We can't be putting him on the All-Star team because of Alperen Şengün's defense.
I didn't say just the defense, though, Matt. That's just the one thing you decided to point out and attack amongst the 3 things that I happened to mention.
I'm just going to say, I was writing down my list. I wrote down Şengün's name before I wrote down Durant's.
Why?
I don't know. I test. I did this without looking at
What?
stats, and then I looked at the stats afterwards, and I felt good about having Şengün on my sketched out.
See, I think
team
eye
here.
test is like, man, KD was awesome in that game. And also, Alperen Şengün had a nice day at work. Like that's every Rockets game.
I mean, Matt, let's just be real here. Like this is how good he's been. He's averaging almost 22 points per game. He's also generating 15 points off assists per game. There's only one big man that does more than him, and that's the one on your team, Matt. Put some respect on Şengün's name, bro.
I think that's a wild choice. I think that's a crazy selection.
And yet, it is the pick, Matt. You're up next.
I don't know what to do now because the entire thing is ruined because he put him on there. You know what? I'm actually gonna, and before I should put Jamal on there, because of how good he's been. I'm gonna go a different direction. I'm dead serious about this. I think it's Austin Reeves.
That's fair.
Reeves has been unfreaking believable, man. They look like garbage without him too. Like they look genuinely really bad without Austin Reeves. And I think he carried them when Luka was out. He was putting up these massive performances. There was no Luka, there was no LeBron, and yet like Reeves was coming out here and putting on these performances. So I genuinely like Reeves has had bigger games to carry a Lakers team that is probably better in record than how good their roster is. And we're kind of seeing that. And we're especially seeing the holes without him. So I want Austin Reeves on the team.
Are we worried about the games played part? He's only played 23 games. He's out with this calf strain now. Probably,
but like
he won't be
in the 23
reevaluated
games,
until the end of this month.
Like in the 23 games, like you notice he's out there as opposed to Alperen Şengün, who half the game you don't really notice he's even on the floor. So that's
just. But Matt, come on, stop with the BS, bro. You don't notice Alperen Şengün for half the. You're BS in there, Matt. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I didn't even have Reeves on my first sketched out list. But I guess if we have Wemby on this, like we gotta kind of have to throw the games played thing.
Yeah, and again, this is All-Star where it's like it doesn't matter.
It's different. Yeah.
It doesn't like it doesn't matter.
So I get the next pick. I'm gonna go a little bit more fringe here too. I think Deni Avdija has to be on this.
No.
I actually agree with Wes here. I agree with Wes.
Well, let's hear from Mike Richmond from Locked On Blazers.
And Deni is one of those guys, an all-NBA level performer. He's been phenomenal, and he was so good tonight. And the context of it is like, you know, the Rockets are a top 10 defense, right? Championship level defense. They play a bunch of funky zone. They'll play man. Tonight, they threw everything at Deni. They played the straight up, the sort of more familiar zone look, but not a ton of it. They played some man-to-man. They threw a box and one at Deni. It's a junk defense designed to take away a superstar. It is in and of itself, a tacit admission of a star. It says, that dude's a star. We can't guard him straight up. We need to...
Matt, Deni's a star.
I can't believe people are falling for this. Here's a good trivia question. So Luka Doncic averages the most free throw attempts in the league. If I asked an average fan who the number 2 player is, they're going to say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's not. It is Deni, the actual free throw merchant Avdija. That is all his offensive game is. His at rim conversion percentage is 23rd percentile. Can't make shots at the rim. The assists are great. He's got great chemistry with Donovan Clingan. His bigs are honestly responsible for all of this talk because of how good those guys are picking and rolling and being able to hit the lob. Deni's having a good season. Look at his usage rate, guys. Like, it is absolutely through the roof. They have just force-fed him. This is all volume. That's all this is. It's volume and free throws. Can we reward the actually skilled guys in the league, please?
Listen,
he's getting it done in mid-range.
Just about the stats for All-Star. Guess what? The average NBA fan doesn't care about nothing you just mentioned.
The average NBA fan doesn't know who Deni Avdija.
It doesn't matter. If you give the average NBA fan, you can't say if you give them and tell them based off the stats that they see, they don't care what the conversion percentage is on free throws. They
Matt,
care
you put
that
LaMelo on LaMelo on the East team. We can't talk about efficiency. We can't talk about efficiency.
No, what we can talk about it because it's like, who is a more exciting player to watch, LaMelo Ball or Deni Avdija? Wes?
Deni Avdija.
Who's the smarter basketball player though?
Deni Avdija.
Exactly. Come on now.
This is terrible. This list is terrible. Go ahead.
Is it my pick again? I think.
No, it's back to you.
I'll do the easy one here, and I'll go.
Wasn't
Jamal.
Deni your pick, Wes?
Deni was, but we're doing Snake for some reason.
Okay.
So then it goes back to it's me, then Matt, and then you, Haize.
No,
So,
it's me. It's you, then Haize, then me.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
right.
I did second.
no, it's Haize for the Western Conference. I'll go Jamal Murray. He's got to be on here.
It got to be.
Yep.
Okay. So just to be clear, we took the free throw merchant before Jamal Murray. He's averaging 26 points and like.
Yeah, but I had to get the clip in there. So
it's terrible. It's terrible.
you're up next, Matt.
just sad.
I love it when things don't go the way Matt thinks they should. It's a complete breakdown.
I know. I have a hard time with injustice. It's a popular topic in the world right now. Okay, I'm thinking for the fans. Okay, as opposed to making them watch Deni Avdija try and grift his way to free throws, they can watch Steph Curry hit anyway. They can watch Steph Curry hit threes.
I'm about to say they're not watching the game.
Hey, do not be bringing that attitude here, Wes Goldberg. You're the reason we do All-Star content, sir. You're the one that's like, I don't care about the play-in tournament, but All-Star. Anyway, Steph Curry, he's still Steph, man. Like, he's still Steph.
Wait, we have him on the list already. He's a lock.
Terrific, man. It's crazy that the Warriors are this dog water with how good Steph still is. Like, it is a real testament to how much Draymond's fallen off and how bad that roster is, that they are not better with how good Steph still is. Steph absolutely deserves to be an All-Star, as well as the actual best Rocket.
So Steph's your pick?
Yes.
He was a lock, though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
See, you're so busy complaining, Matt.
I know.
To the locks, man.
I got off. All right, I'm going to go with Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant's another guy that they will actually recognize. And he's been really good. Now, we are putting 2 Rockets on here, which I think is like, do we think the Rockets have lived up to expectations? Do we think they've met, exceeded, or gone under expectations, Haize?
I think considering the Van Vliet injury, I think they've met expectations.
Okay. Yeah, it's really interesting because it's like they were still had all this hype going around him, but everybody was kind of like, "Oh, that's a really big injury," and they are, but they're also like not at the top, so they're just kind of like good, right? They're just kind of like around where I guess they should be. But I think KD's been awesome. I think he's been the best Rocket. I think he's been absolutely phenomenal. There's a lot of guys I think on this list that deserve it. Like a good example of this too is like, who do I think has actually been more impactful this season? Kevin Durant or Rudy Gobert? I genuinely think Rudy Gobert has been more impactful. He's like the best defensive player. He's playing like last night. He was sensational versus the Cavs. Yeah. He was so good. I'm never going to make the fans watch Rudy Gobert. I'm not going to do that. So it's Kevin Durant.
Durant's awesome too. Haize, last pick.
I think I'm gonna have to go here just because of the legacy aspect of it. I'll go LeBron James here. What he's doing at 41 years old, it's still special. I don't like just giving it to LeBron just because he's LeBron James, but the stats at 41, I think that earns him a spot in the All-Star.
Don't we feel like this has to be like the commissioner appoints him as like in recognition? Like we have to make it very clear, like he hasn't actually been. I feel like there needs to be more of like, hey, he hasn't actually been good. We are very clearly just doing this because he's LeBron.
It's a great question, Matt. I want to actually get to that on the other side of our next break here. But like, if you're going to appoint LeBron to, because we've seen the NBA do this before with Dirk and Dwayne Wade, right? And then Dwayne Wade was the representative in this honorary slot in the East, and then Dirk was that in the West. If you do it for LeBron in the West, don't you have to also have somebody in the East? We'll get to that on the other side of this break, plus our faves of the week. Today's episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. As we roll into the new year, there's a lot of pressure to chase the new you. But sometimes it isn't about reinventing yourself. It's about feeling a little less weighed down. Therapy can help you understand what's been holding you back by giving you an outside perspective on your emotions, motivations, and relationships. And that's why BetterHelp can be such a helpful place to start. Their therapists are fully licensed in the U.S. and work under a strict code of conduct. They help match you with a therapist based on your needs and your preferences, so you're not doing all the legwork all on your own. And if the match isn't the right fit, you could switch to another therapist from their tailored recommendations at any time. BetterHelp has served over 5 million people with more than 30,000 therapists, and live sessions average a 4.9 out of 5 rating across more than 1.7 million client reviews. BetterHelp makes it easy to get matched online with a qualified therapist. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/LockedOnNBA. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/LockedOnNBA. So our final teams there in the Western Conference, just to quickly recap it, we had Shai, Jokic, Luka, Steph, Wemby, and Ant as our locks. And then our draft was included Alperen Şengün, Kevin Durant, Jamal Murray, Deni Avdija, and Austin Reeves and LeBron James. So we're leaving off Devin Booker, Kawhi Leonard, Larry Markkinen, James Harden, De'Aaron Fox, Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, Chet Holmgren, Stephon Castle, all very worthy all-star candidates, which is why we did the draft in the first place.
Leaving off Fox is probably our biggest, like that was.
Let's say Fox or Booker, right?
Fox or
yeah,
Booker,
like, but the problem is like when you watch the Suns, you're like, why are the Suns winning? And it's like vibes. Like that's like really honest. Like, they play together and they're just like they're
Dylan
awesome
Brooks
together.
all-star campaign.
What? Do what?
Dylan Brooks all-star campaign.
Colin Gillespie all-star. How about that?
Let's go.
But yeah, like Fox not being on there, given that that they've missed Wembanyama for the stretch that they have from the amount that they have. The Spurs not having anybody else on there next to Victor is probably a mistake, but it is what it is.
So if we put LeBron in, let's assume that maybe we give Fox or Booker or Colin Gillespie one of these, the spot instead of LeBron. If the NBA then comes in and gives LeBron the honorary legacy spot in the Western Conference, does he have to come back in the East to even the teams out and give an honorary spot to somebody that comes from the Eastern Conference? And if so, who?
Okay, I would say no. And the reason is because this is all-star, and at this point, we're just making up the rules as we go along. It's Calvin ball from Calvin and Hobbes.
Good point.
Like, we're just making up stuff now. It's actually international. Now it's like 3-on-3 tournaments. Now it's like baseball. Like, it's just random every single time. So I don't think necessarily you have to. Who's like the legacy guy in the East, man?
I mean,
Okay,
let's stop trying to figure out how the East deserves anything extra anyway. Like,
So can I
This
throw a
is-
name at you? Since
Yeah.
this whole thing is getting jumbled up anyway, it doesn't really matter because it's going to be world versus whatever.
Mhm.
I know he doesn't have a team right now, but it's in LA.
Chris
It's
Paul.
at the Clippers Arena. Do you throw Chris Paul into the All-Star game?
I would love
He already
that.
announced it's his last season.
Yeah, I would love that. Just have him sign with somebody that week
Right.
and just be like,
Yeah. Brooklyn,
Yeah.
you have an open roster spot. Just sign Chris Paul really quick. Thank you.
Chris Paul, and then like Chris Paul Nets jerseys become like this iconic collector's
Oh my
item.
God, that'd be so
That'd be
cool.
amazing.
All right, it's Friday, which means it's time to end the show we do every week with our fave of the week. Haize, we'll start with you.
my favorite thing of the week this week was watching the Bulls game get postponed for the exact amount of length of time that the game would have taken anyway, and watching Stacey King and Adam Amin and Casey Johnson just try to find some way to fill content. At one point, Casey Johnson was asking Aja Wilson if she wanted to take a picture, and she adamantly said no, then started taking pictures of fans. So it was a hilarious, like, how it would probably never happen again in my lifetime that a game gets postponed like that while it's on TV. So it was fun.
The mascot and Tyler Hero got into, like, the mascot challenged Tyler Hero to a behind the back shot half court.
Mm-hmm.
No,
And
Hero challenged him, and then he made the first one, and then
And
Wes's
Hero walked
guy,
away.
he walked away after it.
It's not Hero's best look there.
strength in the moment.
That's also, Haize, that was one of my faves of the week too, because that game, I was running into a conflict because the Heat game was on. Obviously, I have to work it. While the Miami Hurricanes were playing in the Fiesta Bowl with a chance to go to the national championship. So it's not my favorite of the week, but it did help me kind of make that decision, right? Because I was just waiting for the delay to eventually end. And then obviously the game gets postponed. I was able to fully focus on the Hurricanes game. Shout out to Carson Beck, 18 seconds left, rushing in for the touchdown. Hurricanes going to the national championship game.
It was just crazy.
Let's go. First time since 2001. Matt, you're up.
You put Deni Avdija on the All-Star team, and your favorite thing of the week is a college football thing on an NBA show. I am disgusted. Doug Branson would never.
Wow.
I will say, there's a couple of favorites. There was video yesterday of Anthony Edwards. He went around the world from the 3-point line shooting left-handed and was so excited afterwards. That was pretty great. I'm actually gonna the Trae Young goodbye that he posted on Twitter and Instagram, where at the end of it, he's basically like, finally, I can have like a direction. That was like, you should go read it, Haize. It will have your petty factor.
Yep.
You'll have a newfound respect for Trae for the amount of petty he put into that statement. But
I
actually,
had the
think
same
it's
thought
pretty-
when I read it, Matt.
It's the start of trade season, and we're gonna, I think, get more guys moving. For example, from what I hear, everybody in New Orleans that isn't Derek Queen or Jeremiah Fears better start buying some packing tape because it's gonna be moving day real soon.
So my favorite of the week, I'm going back to our old friend Matt. I'm going back to LaMelo Ball.
Mhm.
And in his post-game press conference
Oh,
last night.
This is a weird statement.
Okay, so I assuming we're talking about the same one. He says, "quote I didn't start today so I could finish the back end because he comes off the bench and he's kind of nursing an injury in there and stuff." He goes on to say further, "I take full responsibility. That was my fault." Talking about the end of the game. That last lob could have dribbled that out in some silly possession before that. That last pass, I should have shot that instead of putting Bull in that position. Not my favorite of the week necessarily, but I do love that they call Colin Sexton Bull. I didn't realize that was his nickname. It's a great
Really?
nickname.
The young bull? You didn't know that?
Yeah,
I didn't know
well,
that. Oh, okay. I was out on it. And I thought the same thing when LaMelo was actually taking that, when he made the pass. I think he was trying to do the good teammate deferential thing. Look at me, I can come off the bench, I can close and make winning plays, but ended up making the wrong play when he was trying to do the right thing. He should have shot that ball, I thought. But I like, it's my favorite of the week because he took the accountability. Matt, why did you find it weird? Assuming this is what you're talking about. Were you talking about something different?
Yeah, it's just like a whole weird kind of thing. Like he is taking responsibility, so that's good. He has some silly possessions. I just do think it's kind of interesting to be like, there's a whole controversy with Denver because Jokic passed to Peyton Watson in the corner in the Mavs game. I wasn't upset about it because I was like, you shouldn't lose to the Mavs anyway. You should have beaten them by 20. That team sucks. But so sometimes we're like, oh, you should have passed it. Oh, you should have shot it. Like it's always like what the result is. Because if LaMelo passes and he somehow makes that shot, you're in a better position. Like you're able to be like, I trusted my teammates. I always think that LaMelo needs to lean more towards trusting other people. He seems like a guy that whether it's because of the Hornets or because of how, he developed as a basketball player, he doesn't seem to trust other guys. And that to me, I think continues to be something that kind of limits him. He needs to be more of a point guard and less of like a Steph Curry, Trae Young, Luka Doncic type guy. And the more that I think that he leans into that latter thing, I think is bad for him in his career.
And yet nobody can deny the talent. Yeah. And when he says things like this, once you feel like you pushed out, they pull you back in. And that brings us to our final power rankings for the week.
A system player. I am a system player.
Go power rankings. Go power rankings.
These are the power rankings of the players I just can't quit. Honorable mentions before we get to our top 5. Zion Williamson and Ja Morant. Vince Williams Jr. on the Memphis Grizzlies, no matter what he does, I just tend to like him. Dylan Brooks, he could do no wrong in my eyes. And then, of course, Tyler Hero, who just always finds a new way to miss basketball games. But can't quit those guys. Those are on my honorable mentions. Number 5, players I can't quit. LaMelo Ball. Number 5, just can't quit him. Number 4, Benedict Mathurin.
Really?
Love when he gets downhill. I think there's a good player in there somewhere. I'm kind of rooting for him to find a better spot before the deadline. Number 3, Jalen Suggs.
Yeah.
Always hurt.
Always hurt.
But man, can he just stay on the court? And when he is, he's so good. Number 2, I can't believe I'm saying this. Joel Embiid. When he looks good, man, I fall back in love every time.
That's crazy.
For a Heat fan, that's crazy.
I know. It doesn't make any sense. All the foul baiting, all that stuff, it doesn't push me away. I'm like, that guy's a winning player. Don't care. And number 1, it's LeBron James. Can't quit him. I'll always look at him as a top 10 guy. I just feel like he can unlock that at any point in the playoffs.
I just note, Haize, that the player he can't quit is widely regarded as either the second or best player of all time. This is the man that...
He's 41.
This is the man that put Deni Avdija on the All-Star team.
Haize would have picked him too.
Haize put Alperen Şengün on it. That's evident too. He's a Bears fan.
Matt's least favorite thing of the week was today's episode.
Yes, that's accurate.
If you like what you heard today, unlike Matt, subscribe to Locked On NBA wherever you get your podcasts, including on YouTube. Thank you to Matt and Haize for their expertise every day. Thank you for making the Locked On Podcast Network your first listen. We'll see you right back here next week on Locked On NBA Daily.